Evening, everybody. This is the Bicycle and Pedestrian Commission meeting on May 20, 2026. I call this meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. and asking staff to conduct a roll call, please.
Thank you, Chair. Chair Schubert.
Here.
Vice Chair Maripala.
Yes.
Commissioner Ganga. Commissioner Martin.
Here.
Commissioner Wolf.
Here.
We have quorum. Commissioner Ganga absent.
Wonderful. Thank you so much and welcome, everybody. First item on our agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from our April 15 meeting. We have received the draft minutes in our packet ahead, and I'm asking for either some feedback, discussion, commentary, or a motion to approve. A motion to approve the minutes. We have a proper motion. Looking for a second.
Second that.
We have a motion. We have a second. Looking for a vote on this topic.
Okay. For approval of the April 15th, 2026. You vote, Chair Schubert.
Yes.
Vice Chair Maripala.
Yes.
Commissioner Marcy.
Yes.
Commissioner Wolf.
Yes.
Motion passes 4 in favor. Ganga absent.
Excellent. Thank you. Next item is on postponements. Do we have any postponements from prior meetings?
Do not.
Not any postponements. Next item is oral communication. This portion of the meeting is reserved for topics not on the agenda tonight. So any topics that are not agendized tonight can be covered. And we have 3 minutes reserved for every speaker on those topics that are not on the agenda tonight. Do we have any speakers tonight on oral communication, either in person or online?
We have one speaker in person, Vivek Duda.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Oh, sorry, one sec.
we collect some information about the speeding and safety on Prospect Road. And so first, there are lots of crazy speeding, and even the police cars, well, for more than one time, I see like running at 70 miles, crazy. And also, 2 years ago, there was one elderly bicycle guy was knocked down by a car. Last year, another guy was knocked down by so recently there was one accident. So on the Prospect Road and the Wyronco, the conjunction of the two streets. And so we have collected the signature about our lots of neighbors. They're concerned about the speeding. Yeah, more than 20 neighbors. They are concerned about the speeding and safety. So basically, lots of cars speeding, and although there is a radar meter on the streets, always warning the car, the drivers that okay, you are speeding. No people care about it. So most cars speed. Only I think the first maybe the first week it helps, but after that, no effect at all. And some neighbor they are saying that they are so afraid to go across the street because it's too dangerous. So when they want to go across the street, they have to walk down the street to the street light, go across street at the light, and then go back to the location to the opposite the opposite street. So in this picture, this is the Prospect Road. So and this is hillside. So and this is Wyronco. So another thing is like so first thing is like for local residents when they want to go across the street to the Wyronco, it's very dangerous. So many people they walk down the street to the street light, go across street light and then walk back. It's very painful. Another thing is so as I showed in this book, there are lots of bikers. Okay, there is one you see for many bikers, they turn right onto the Wyronco. So from the Wyronco to the Prospect Road, this is a very popular bike route. especially like on the Friday weekend. Lots of bikers, they go from here to here or the other way. So this is like I took pictures. You see many bikers, they are turn right, and turn right. You see lots of bikers. They are a big group, and you see this picture is showing like you see there are two bikers here, and you see the light, the speedometer is on, and still you see although they are still biking and no car, this car is still speeding. No people care about it. Why? Because this.
That is your time?
I'm sorry. What?
That is your time?
Those are your 3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
No, thank you.
Oh, very clear. You see, this is also lots of bikers, and some bikers are running into the street, the driver lane. And in this picture, you see, people, there's no crosswalk, so bikers go randomly at a go cross
Thank you
street.
for your time. We really appreciate it. We will take this. I think, David, maybe this is an item that you probably should take a look into as a follow-up from this.
Yeah, I've spoken with the resident in the past and I've explained, we've done actually quite a bit on Prospect.
Okay.
And I suggested that he wanted to do any further.
We'll discuss this in the future meeting item.
Yeah.
This is one item we're gonna bring back. But thank you very much for coming. Do we have any other meeting topics tonight?
Actually, same thing, although I'm not silent to speak, connecting one minute to reinforce what he says so far.
You can still fill out maybe a form.
Yeah, you can fill out a form
That's
and
totally
speak.
fine.
Yeah.
You can fill out the blue form card and then you
Oh,
can
I
speak.
filled out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Go ahead, please.
If I don't get a chance to talk,
Go ahead, please.
can I talk?
Just fill out the form.
I did fill up the.
Yeah.
You did, okay, awesome. Yeah.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, no, if you're done, then
We're
that's
all
fine.
good.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Good, good.
I
Go ahead,
know
please.
protocol, so I would not bypass that.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How much time do I have? to talk?
3 minutes.
Each one gets 3 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been here on the same address for the last 40 years, since 1986. And I've been seeing it, I've tried to bring it up with the sheriff's department, because even the sheriff's cars at times go above 70 miles per hour. Those days, they didn't have the flashlight, but they said that it's emergency, so my answer was, in that case, there should be either sound or some flashlights, but the people cannot, I mean, they're bound to have an accident, which is fatal accident could happen one day. So that's a concern I have. And if it happens, I don't know who will be responsible for it. The city or the individual people consider the carelessness of the person. That's the main concern. This morning, I saw one 80-plus-year-old gentleman. He is close to 90, I think. He goes with the walker. And he hesitated to cross the road. There was one young kid with a backpack. He finally helped him cross that road, right in front of our house. We are neighbors. So these are the main concerns. And so far we are lucky. No major mishaps happen. It could happen any day. And it's an open situation.
Again, thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing. Do we have any other speakers tonight?
I just want to second what people want to say, right? So I want to fill the form too.
Okay.
Wonderful, thank you. Yeah. We're just gonna follow the.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us the time to talk about this topic, right? It's important, as you can see, it's important for us because of constantly see people cross street. As Richard pointed out, other people have walked a long way to Genza, come back. And we see people walk across the walk all the time and dangerous. Sometimes people walk dogs cross street that go back and forth because they feel dangerous, right? So this is not just what we will see all the time. So hopefully guys can do something about that, right? For people's safety, right? For community safety as well. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming in and sharing your experience there. I think we will, as we said earlier, we have at the end of this meeting always a discussion about future topics, and it looks like we're going to discuss tonight to add on this as a potential candidate for future. But we really appreciate you coming in tonight. Thank you. Any other speakers online?
We have no remaining speakers.
Okay, wonderful. Any? Yes, you can stay here if you're welcome to stay, but you also feel.
I'll take this cover.
Yeah.
So David, are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah.
Is it okay? I know it's
We
not.
cannot cover the topic tonight, really.
Yeah, we will not
can
cover
make
the
a comment
topic.
about
Yeah,
it
yeah.
or so, but.
So for me, this topic is, near and dear. And I have witnessed quite a few of, what they are saying. I myself, bike through that pub area last week, right? That's my usual bike route. And I see that even on my street, and I brought it up a few times. And I also spoke to few residents nearby. There is one incident that, somebody reported to me last week. I want to bring it up as well. But I think, we need to put this on agenda and publish it well in advance so that the community can come and provide their inputs.
Yeah.
But we need to do something about this because I have the exact same concerns as, these gentlemen that are living in that area.
Let's bring this back at the end of the meeting, bring it back to the agenda. But we'll cover this in a future meeting for sure.
I've been there, living there for 3 years as well.
Yeah. You will know that the meeting will be on the agenda formally, and then you would love to come back for you to come back and share with us when we formally cover the topic.
All right, okay, thank you.
So I'm sorry. So is there roughly schedule like this will be? I don't know. I don't know the.
We always meeting on the third Wednesday of the month.
So
Every
Wednesday
month.
of the month.
And
Next. Okay. Nice.
one of the next meetings, so we'll try to schedule
Got
it
it, got
as soon as practical.
Thank you. Got it.
You can go online and register at our Cupertino website for getting email notifications. Then you will get notifications on, these kind of items, the agendas and stuff like that. So you can watch and, come here.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks again for sharing.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you.
Appreciate
We'll talk more.
it.
All right, I think that concludes.
Is that a filled out one?
No.
Yeah.
Good.
That concludes our oral communications for tonight.
Yeah.
I'm closing this part of the meeting tonight and get back to our item number 2 on the agenda tonight, which is talking about the bicycle facilities improvement. And I believe we have a staff presentation on this topic.
I'll start the presentation. Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Myself, Prashant Dullu, Civil Engineer of Cupertino. Tonight, I'll be talking about giving an update about the work plan item, and also we'll be discussing the potential next steps for installing bike racks throughout the city. I'll start with a little bit background. This project started as a fiscal year 2022-2023 work plan item, and this has been brought to Bicycle Pedestrian Commission several times over the past few years. These are all the dates which it was brought to the Bicycle Pedestrian Commission, and on April 19th, 2023 BPC meeting, Commission requested staff to return to the BPC with details regarding cost estimates, exact locations of the bike racks, and also different styles of bike rack types, including the inverted U, post ring, and Stanford style bike rack options. Then again, on May 17, 2020, Commission approved a formation of a subcommittee with Commissioners Wolf and Marcy for the purpose of bringing back recommendations for BPC. And February 20, 2025 BPC meeting, staff gave an update regarding the Rotary's effort to install bike racks in front of private business and on the city property. The Rotary and subcommittee identified 6 locations and designs for the city property. No action was taken from the BPC. And also in the May 21, 2025 BPC meeting, staff again gave the update what was going with the when the bike racks will be installed and all those stuff, but no action was taken from the BPC in that meeting too. In fall 2025, 6 decorative bike racks were installed throughout the city at several locations, including McAllen Ranch, Memorial Park, Library Field, Wilson Park, and on Stevens Creek Boulevard in front of Cafe Latte and Wow Tea. As of now, city has spent around $8,000 for these installations, and there are approximately about 42,000 remaining for the future bike rack installations. So this is the budget status on this project. And going forward, we are looking from the commission where the remaining funds can be focused. Like the possible opportunities are previously identified locations within city right of way, which staff has identified earlier. So we can install some bike racks there. And also there is a list of proposed location by chamber on the private properties. We can look at those locations. And also if you want, we can install some bike racks in the school sites if we are like, we can take the joint decision. This slide shows the proposed bike rack locations previously identified by the staff. Staff has identified, at that time, it identified almost 24 locations. And using these three criterias, we filtered down to 14 locations. So the 14 locations are highlighted in green. And in these 14 locations, there are 4 locations like, for example, on Stevens Creek Boulevard in front of Cafe Latte and Cupertino Library Park, McClellan Ranch parking lot and Memorial Park. Already the bike racks have been installed in the fall 2025. So leaving only 10 locations. So these are some of the 10 possible locations where we can install the bike racks. The same information is presented graphically. These were all the 24 locations which we have identified. And after applying the 3 criteria, the 14 locations were shortlisted. The 14 locations are shown in the blue color. And if you see the location 19, McDonald Ranch, Memorial Park, the location 23, and the location 12 near the City Hall, and location 10 on Stevens Creek Boulevard in front of Cafe Latte, they have already been installed. So there are only 10 locations which are shown in blue, which are some possible locations for the bike racks. And this slide shows the proposed bike rack locations by chamber on the private properties. So these are the locations which are chamber identified. One thing we want to note that none of these properties have been contacted or about the installation of the bike racks. So if we wish to select some of them, then we have to contact them and coordinate with them. Staff would be very happy if BP, the commissioners, the Bicycle Pedestrian Commission can coordinate with them and help in moving forward with the bike installation if we choose any of them from this.
And just some context also with this is this going back a few years. Original intent when the Rotary got involved was that they were supposed to help with this effort in reaching out to, well, the Rotary and the subcommittee help with this effort in reaching out to these businesses. And at some point that focus got shifted onto those 6 locations that have now been installed. So.
And the 6 locations are city locations?
They are in city property. It's the decorative racks that right. So if these locations, if the commission would like to still consider, we would again, Prashant is very polite about it. We would again need the commission and or Rotary or somebody else other than staff to really hit the pavement and talk to the property owners or managers about these locations because we don't have the resources to do that. And then the city would come in once that contact had been made and the agreement by the owner had been received, then we would come in to get whatever easements, or actual written permissions were needed to proceed with the installation.
So these are, like when you say easements, the city will install it and you want permission to install that. Will the private properties allow public to park there? Not necessarily the people who are using those businesses, but in general as a public parking.
I don't know. I would imagine the business owners would, it's kind of up to them, but I would imagine that they would want the people that use the rack to at least be their customers or somehow affiliated with the business, similar to if it was a parking space. I would imagine that would be one of the conditions that they would have. That would probably have to be.
Who would be responsible for maintenance for those?
That would be the property owner, most likely. Again, that's something that we would have to figure out.
Agree somewhere.
So any liabilities will be owned by the property owner?
It's a good question. Yeah, we haven't done this yet, so I don't know. Yeah.
But if you can find a location that's on the city property, but near the businesses that meet all the criteria, that would be ideal, that you would not need permission.
And that's the list that
Yeah,
we had up previously. Yeah. So we can let Prashant finish the presentation.
yeah, let's finish the presentation.
I'm almost close, yeah. Regarding the next steps, the staff would be happy if we can receive feedback and direction from the Bicycle Pedestrian Commission. From Pedestrian Commission, we are looking reaffirm prioritized locations and bike rack styles for staff to further investigate, support staff's effort to work with schools. Once we get the commission's feedback, Transportation Division staff will perform site visits and proceed with installations, develop city standard and typical details, proceed with type 2 of work plan item that would be reviewing the building codes and planning requirement. And this concludes my presentation. We'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Pratham. Thank you so much for the presentation. Do we have any clarifying questions from commissioners first?
Can I just add one?
Yes.
One thing, Prashant mentioned school sites. So we've become aware, staff, that a lot of the public schools in Cupertino are very much lacking in capacity for bike racks that, and I can come back with more specific information at a future meeting if the commission wants to move forward with this. But there are a lot of schools that have expressed willingness or even eagerness to have some help with having additional bike racks, schools where the kids are locking their bikes to the fence because they don't have a bike rack available, things like that. So so in addition to the locations that were discussed, we would be happy to come back to the commission with a list of schools and quantities that we would be willing to spend some of those funds to purchase and install bike racks on the school property, and then those would be maintained by the schools.
Go ahead.
So I have some comments and questions. So I like the idea, David is proposing, which is, the schools, right? That's where the need is. And, it doesn't matter if it's school district or the city, it's at the end of the day, it's our community and our kids. So I want us to install bike racks, where they will be used. I don't want these things, to be sitting there as a decorative item unused, right? For example, I myself bike a lot, and bikers usually gravitate towards for stops, right? Like towards coffee shops and and pastries and stuff like that, to take a break, right? Like I see that all the time in the Starbucks and in Pete's at the Homestead and Hotel Junction. Those bike racks are always busy. So because they're bikers, right? So whereas if you put a bike rack next to the bank, nobody's going to use it. So who goes to the bank on a bike? So it's kind of right. So so we have to do some analysis to see where this will be used the most, and put the dollars to use where it will be used the most. If it's schools, so be it, right? And so that's one. And second, somebody sent me pictures of some of these that were already installed. I'm going to go visit them. I'm assuming those are the 6 locations that are called out here: McLaren Ranch, Memorial Park, Lazarus Field, right? And that the people that sent me pictures, and they were not too happy, with the bike racks the way that they are, and it just felt like what we saw in the picture, which is what's installed. It just feels like it's a rotary, some kind of a rotary location, right? Like it's too prominent, right? Too bold, right? So I would like that if Rotary is sponsoring, great. But I want that to be somewhat like invisible side thing, not like a big deal. Right? It's the Rotary signage on those racks were too dominant, right? And some people did not like it, and they sent me some pictures. I'm going to go visit them. These are the 6 locations, right?
Yeah. And my understanding is, just for clarification, those future ones we're talking about here are non-branded, so that's no
Right.
longer that's all city owned, and there's no involvement from.
Our recommendation is that it's one of those 3 styles.
Yeah,
that
I saw it.
But no branding whatsoever.
Those are inexpensive,
Yeah.
readily available.
Yeah. Okay.
And how many actually can we get for 40? It looks like $42,000 are available. How many can actually be installed for that 42,000 that's left?
We kind of did some rough cost estimate. So inverted U style, which is the simple style, which costs around $1,000 per rack, which can accommodate 2 bikes, and post and ring, which costs around $1,200 per rack, which also accommodate 2 bicycle, and the Stanford style around $1,500, which only accommodates one bicycle per rack. So most probably inverted U would be that kind of a more, we can accommodate more cost economical, and also we kind of have more. And even when we saw the Stanford University, I was seeing the Google view, even they also have the inverted U in their campus. So they have both the Stanford style, and also they have the inverted U's in the Stanford campus.
So then it allows, even if we decide like on 3 locations, we can install multiple at the same location.
Yes.
So I think would make sense, because I think spreading them all over the city would be better to have like some clusters where there's multiple as well.
And then the $1,000 you quoted, is it includes the installation or installation is on top of it?
The one, it includes installation, but this is a very conservative estimate. I just gathered from internet research and everything, but it's not like exact cost estimate. It kind of includes the installation, mobilization, if there is any demolition or restoration of the pavement or the concrete, it includes that figure, but still it's a very conservative number.
It might actually be cheaper.
Or it might be cheaper.
Before we go into the discussion, let me just open up for the public if there's any comments from the public on this topic.
We have no speakers, Chair.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So now let's go back to the commission and see how we can kind of drive this forward best.
I have a clarifying question. How long until the project has to be completed? Like, do we lose the money if we don't make it happen, or how does it work?
There's no deadline, but it will be more, as time goes on, it'll be closely scrutinized by council as why we haven't finished it since, it's been 4 years.
That's what I'm asking.
But we've not been given a hard deadline.
And the other one is, would the backward, you mentioned schools, would they be installed on city property or on city, on school property or CUSD property, or on the city right away?
School property.
Have the schools given you any idea how many racks they would like?
No, I know that, I think, Norwood Birgit said, like, I think Homestead was very interested in some racks. I don't have the exact numbers, but I can get it. If the commission would be interested in that, I can absolutely get back.
And the second, the locations by chamber, is this the Chamber of Commerce actually gave you us?
That was, yeah, that was provided by the chamber through communication. It might have been with the Rotary. I hadn't reached out to the chamber, but those were given to us as coming from the chamber.
And all the complexities involved in those private installations, probably would be better to prioritize first city properties and also schools where there is a clear kind of understanding of who takes what.
Those would be very easily done. Private properties are very time consuming.
Unless somebody comes in really kind of proactively and says, hey, we would endorse it, we would have it here, and then I think it may make sense there. But I think us pushing for it seems like it's the wrong thing to do.
And the list of, I think this was the original list that
Yes.
that we put up several years ago.
Yes.
And so some of those have been installed, and the ones in green meet all the criteria that the prior commission
Yes.
put out there. And there may be some additional sites, probably not that many, that meet the criteria. That might be like Molly T. That's a very popular place right now. And for instance, you can put a rack on in front of that and on city property, right? And it's always very crowded as far as I can tell. But so there could be some additional is what we're hearing.
And at the commission's discretion, I mean, even the ones that didn't meet the criteria, there's nothing sacred about the criteria. That's just what the commission had wanted us to filter by at the time. If you decided that you wanted to make that more flexible, we could even do the locations that aren't in green.
But all those sites are vetted so that they are at least facilitate the installation of bikes. So it's not something that we can come back and.
Yeah, I believe you did site visits.
Yeah, we did site visits.
They're all feasible.
They're all feasible,
They're feasible.
I would say. Yeah.
So are there bike racks in Chalman Park. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the list probably.
It is a very good question because I saw a lot of bikes being dropped on the ground next to the new playground where kids are dead.
Yeah, so, yeah. So the reason I'm asking is, I mean, that's my home park, closest to my place. And it used to be like, 3-4 years ago, you can go and get free parking anywhere you want, and the park used to be empty, right? Only walkers and stuff like that. Now, after the playground upgrade, it's nearly impossible to find parking spot in that parking lot. Like, I went there recently, 2-3 times. I had to park, on the street, like, across Stelling on that, cul-de-sac streets. I parked there and walked. That's how busy that park has become since, we did the upgrade. So most likely, a lot of people would come in bikes instead of, trying to come in cars to the park, because the kids and all that, because it's much easier. There's no parking space, for cars.
It's on the list.
It's on 20.
Number 20.
20?
I remember the
Yeah.
surfacing very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're any there now, but regardless, it was a location that talked about.
Yeah, worth looking at that, right? So,
And this would be another one where you don't want to put just one there. I mean, it sounds like
Yeah.
you want even four.
Or
However many
Five.
ones, yeah.
But in general, that brings the point, right? We should look at the other park locations and see if it makes sense to either upgrade the existing facilities or, add new ones.
100%, yeah. Park seem an obvious place.
Yeah.
that Actually, really want to have. All right, so how do we drive this towards a potential recommendation? I think we probably want to all kind of take a look at some of those locations. Maybe we split it up amongst the commission, that each of us looks at some of the locations there.
it's only the red ones, right? Red ones are the available ones, right?
no, red ones are the one which are
They are scored out at the moment.
It's done.
it's taken away.
Okay.
But we can, if you want,
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we can-
Taken away. So
Yeah. only
focus on the green
The
ones.
green ones, yeah.
Okay, okay.
It looks like we should probably look primarily at the green ones.
Okay.
If we split it up at the commission, everybody takes like 3 or 5.
Okay.
And then maybe at the next meeting, we're gonna make the recommendation for what we saw and how many we recommend in those places. And then probably schools as well, if you have input from the schools,
I can bring that information.
that would be kind of an additional vector to use. So I don't know if this makes sense.
One point that I would like to make is in the spirit of fiscal responsibility, CUSD and FUHSD have budgets that they can use for this type of things, right? So we're asking the city to subsidize CUSD and FUHSD for something that they're supposed to do themselves. And so the question is, if we put these bike racks here, we might not put them where they're needed elsewhere in the city for something that is already paid, supposed to be paid for by CUSD or FUHSD. So if, for example, there is not enough need, for example, on the other racks in the city, like other locations, then that's fine. But I would hate it for us, to shift money towards CUSD and FUHSD for things that are supposed to do and deprive the rest of the city of the amenities that we're putting on the table here. Just wanted to mention that.
That's for the commission to decide.
It's a prudent point to make, and maybe that's part of the discussion next week or next meeting, when we say, okay, we have those identified and we come up with, 25 racks in total and we have 15 available, we can put them in the
There are
schools.
some additional growth
Yeah,
for the schools.
yeah.
but
And if there is already enough in the city, then maybe you're not gonna be able to fund those in the schools. Maybe that's a way to kind of take this into consideration as well.
Yeah, and similarly for private locations, that also we can put it as a third priority.
I agree,
Don't want
I
it
agree,
to
yeah, I agree.
Seeing that, yeah.
I mean, especially if then the owners can kind of determine what to do with them. I think that's probably not in the spirit of the city.
and even if you guys come up with a new location also, we can look at it.
Yep,
Yeah, we're not married to that.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
know why Wilson Park is kind of says no here?
I think Wilson Park already has
Already has.
the one,
It's got one of the decorative, right?
It is a decorative one and it has a lot on the baseball fields and 2 more at the basketball field, so yeah, pretty well.
It's pretty, yeah, that's right.
The yeses here are only 4, but I think the decoratives are 5 or 6. Is that because there's 2 in the same locations?
Because 2 weren't on that list.
Oh, all right. Any other discussions, or is everybody comfortable with the idea of splitting it up amongst us and kind of looking at them? Coming back to in the next meeting or one of the upcoming meetings.
We don't need a motion, but might be helpful if while we're.
We
Yeah,
split up.
I'll take 19, 20, 23, 24.
I'm happy to take whatever is left. Anybody else's preferences?
I'll take the first 4. Sorry, the 2, 5, 7, and 9.
I thought we were looking at everything, even the ones that didn't meet all the criteria, is that correct? And that's on this map.
It's all 24 locations are on the map. The red one doesn't meet the criteria, so that's why I kept it as a red. And blue one are the one which meets the criteria. And if you see, there is 4 locations which is little bit dotted. That is already completed. But feel free, like you can look at all the 24 locations, or you can add up more 4 or 5 locations to the list and come up with the list.
I mean,
Your own
if
list.
each of us takes 4, then we cover all of them because we don't need the yeses anymore. They fall off. So if each of us takes 4, then I think we can cover even the blue ones.
Yeah, I took these 4 because they're kind of nearby. I need to go.
Which
Yeah.
4 did you?
Yeah.
Which 4 did you want to be?
19, 20, 23, and 24.
19, 20, 23, and 24.
I think Ilango, you had
I said 2, 5, 7, and 9.
Hervé?
5, 7, 9.
5, 7, 9,
Can take 22.
22.
You know, you took 9 already.
Yeah.
I can do 5.
5.
I
Already had.
I already did.
How about 2? 2 is taken already. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, we should do 5, 7.
5, 7, 9.
I feel like I'm playing bingo.
Yeah, I know.
Hey guys, it doesn't matter really.
Yeah.
Late to the party.
Yeah, take whatever.
Which one are left?
10.
10, 11, 12 are available. 14.
So 10 is already done. So now, yeah, I can do
10
11.
is complete.
10 and 12 is completed.
Yeah, so I have to take 11 as well.
22 and 11.
And 14.
14. You want to take one more here?
16 is also.
I can take 6.
16. Okay. Okay, so that leaves
Joe?
Which ones are left?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll take-
1,
take the last
3,
one, whatever
4.
is like the last 4.
1, 3, 4.
1, 3, 4, 6. Want those?
I'll take those.
3, 4, 6. So, Gerhard, you get 8. 13. 15. And 17. Okay, so there's actually 2 left.
Should be, because we have 24 minus 4, should be 20 in total. Divided by 5 should be 4 each.
4. So. Oh, Memorial Park, the Muni took 23 and that's already got one.
Yeah. I took 19, 20, 23, 24.
Yeah, we don't need 23 because it's already got one. Do you want
Already
to,
got one.
do you want to switch to Wilson? No, Wilson.
Even 19 is also done, completed. So
But yeah, 19's done also. Okay, so those are, so you need to pick,
I need to pick another.
actually, I'll pick for you. Because there's only 2 others left.
21, 22,
So it's 18,
18,
yeah,
fine, okay.
18 and Wilson Park also, which probably doesn't need any, like Hervé was saying, but we'll give it to you anyway.
Okay, you want me to take Wilson Park.
Yeah,
So I have 18, 19,
No, 19.
18, 20,
18, 20,
21, and
24.
24.
18, 20, 21, and 24.
Back in the
Now
numbers.
this part is gone.
Yes. Columns. And well, we can
Yeah,
we can send this out to the commission.
Yeah. That's awesome. And the goal for all of us is essentially to look at the location and come back with a recommendation. Should we put some there? And how many, if
Yes.
put some there? That's kind of the goal. And if anybody has ideas about additional ones that they want to visit on top of that,
Yes.
everybody's welcome and feel free to do so.
I'll add this Molly T because I think it's a.
Yeah, go for it, Joel. That's yours to. And then we'll schedule this in one of the upcoming meetings as soon as possible and kind of.
Yeah, just when we talk about our agendas, just let me know when you like to put it on.
Yeah.
I can have the school information available anytime.
But I think setting expectations for all of us to look probably over the next, I don't know, 4 weeks, I think, probably, hopefully that's realistic. That we can visit all those locations and everything. Yeah, great. All right, I think that covers it. And then David, back with the school recommendations, knowing that we may deprioritize them if we have sufficient. And the private properties we leave out for the moment. All right, I think that covers that item for the agenda. I think we can close out this item here. I need a motion, I think, but I think we have everything is well understood and clear. Let's move on to item number 3 on the agenda tonight, which is the appointment of a new representative to the VTA Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee. I think we have a staff presentation on this.
Yeah, no presentation, but I'll give a brief summary. So the VTA Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee, 16-member, 13-member committee made up of a representative from each of the jurisdictions in Santa Clara County that makes recommendations to VTA Board of Directors on matters relating to bicycles and pedestrians. And they reappoint committee members once every 2 years from each of the jurisdictions, and Hervé Marcy, their representative, and has been since July 1st, 2024. So on June 30th, his 2-year term expires. So VTA has asked that reappoint a new representative to the committee. Hervé is eligible to be reappointed if the commission desires, or you may select for that role. I don't know if you want to say anything about what they do. Hervé, I had personally never been to one of them.
So the meetings are pretty interesting because it gives a broader view of kind of what happens. The bicycle and pedestrian space, it is fairly VTA centric. So there is very often an element of transit that is associated with it, but not always. So for example, one of the big projects that's happening, so the projects are multi-jurisdictional by nature. So Bascom Street is one of them that they want to completely redo Bascom Street in San Jose because it crosses over multiple jurisdictions, and they want to do complete streets out of it. So adding some protected bike lanes and do stuff like that. So this is the type of projects that's being decided upon. There is also some aspect of recommendations as to, in terms of development, for example, if there is the way the, how can I say that? The way the environmental impact is quantified for certain projects, then the commission would make a recommendation at the county level. VTA is an interesting animal because it's a mix of transit like congestion agency. It's a public agency that does transit and multi-jurisdictional projects that I mentioned before. So it's a lot of things, and so sometimes we have like a little bit of everything in these meetings. Yeah, it's And it's interesting to also understand what's upcoming, like how the county also is a county body. And so it's interesting to see what's coming in terms of projects and also to see what's going to impact Cupertino and in the know about what's going on.
So it's a fairly important connection into the VTA or how do you?
Yes, I think, yeah, so we're, the way it works is that every agency, member agency sends a representative, so there's a, for Salto Hills, so Saltos, I think, Santa Clara and all the cities, I think, Bike also has one seat. Mountain View, like all the cities in general. Yeah,
And the meetings are monthly as well?
monthly on Wednesdays, 6 to 8 hours.
Thanks, everybody. And ultimately, it's the city council that will make the recommendation for the appointment with the bike commission. So we'll inform staff's recommendation to the city.
So do you need a motion from us tonight?
I would like a vote on a representative and we'll take that information to the city council to make the official appointment recommendation.
I mean, I feel like, personally, I feel like you have done a great job in that role. In my opinion, Hervé, I would be supportive if you would be willing to continue the role. I would be very supportive of it, but I'm only one vote in this body here.
Thank you for the kind words. Unfortunately, I have upcoming commitments which are going to prevent me from, effectively fulfilling that role. So
Yeah.
I'll be
Turning out, so to say.
turning.
Yep. Anybody else is interested in taking that on?
And if I recall correctly, Eric Lindskog was someone who was not part of the commission, but was the representative to BTA. So it doesn't have to be someone from that commission, my understanding, correct?
Yeah, I'm
think it's,
I'm pulling up that information now.
I thought it said, it has to be a commissioner.
I think they, let me look it up here.
I think he served as a continued to serve
Yes, he
the
continued.
term even after. Okay, his
Doesn't-
commission termed out, but he still continued for one more year, I believe.
Committee members shall be representatives of local bicycle and pedestrian advisory committees or member agencies that do not have a local bike committee shall be other individuals interested in member issues. So I think Eric just continued because he turned off the bike commission, but he hadn't turned out of the BPAC, so they let him run out his term. But they do want the member to be a member of the local agency bike.
Yeah, I mean, this is something, that I really want to step in, but unfortunately, I travel a lot. So, and I plan my travel around these Wednesdays, the third Wednesdays. Now this will be one more Wednesday that I need to worry about, right? So, and I don't know if, remote participation, those kind of things. So, that's why I'm not kind of, jumping at this opportunity, right? I'd love for other capable commissioners that have time to I would support anyone in this group that is willing to start.
Are the meetings in person or home? Yeah, in person.
Yeah, I can't take this up, either I have commitment from my work, so I won't be able to fulfill this thing. So yeah, I would also support anyone who wants to volunteer.
How would you think about it, Joel?
Well, I got a couple of issues. One, I don't drive at night anymore. And I have vision problems. My night vision, so it's way on First Street, so
Sounds like possibly.
so it's
The
Where-
VTA headquarters along.
Oh, the North Pacific, where were they, San Jose?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You can ride a
You
bike.
can Uber and ride a bike, but you know,
It's
you
a
don't
long
want to ride a bike over there. And I am in retirement mode, so just, you know. But there's been a number of conflicts that I've had just being on this commission. Yeah, I want my freedom, so this would be 2 Wednesdays out of the month, which is just too much for me at this point. I mean, just, it's a personal thing. Otherwise, I would consider doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, for me, the challenge is, I mean, I missed the bike to work day again because of board meetings that I had to go to New York. So I travel quite a bit to New York for work. I think I'm afraid I'm not gonna be able to do a good job. I'm probably even not attending any of the meetings with travel schedule. So I'm a little bit, I wouldn't have an issue otherwise, but I think my travel is just not really conducive to this situation. So I'm not sure how to think about it, in that.
One solution would be that there's gonna be like some of us are gonna term out in January, and the condition to make someone a new commissioner would be, okay, you can join, but you have to.
Well, yeah. What your other commitments start, do they start imminently or are you just wondering if you would be, because you don't necessarily, if you were to get reappointed, that doesn't necessarily mean you would have to.
To run the full term, to run
We can replace our representative at any time in the term. So that's just something to consider.
if you identify
Yeah,
like
like
in
4 months before.
January or next year in June and say, look, I cannot do it anymore. I would love to do it, but I think I just practically at the moment, I couldn't do the job. Just I cannot, I miss most of the meetings. My travel schedule as well.
How long you are constrained, you know?
At least for, I would say probably about a year for those board meetings. I would say probably the next 12 months is probably something. Then I think things phase out there. Maybe we can kind of come that you start and we talk in a year from now and say, look, your schedule has been difficult, mine gets better, then we swap out. Maybe that.
I think I could bridge until January probably, and then I think as we have new commission members coming in, I think we'll need to ask them the question at that time.
That's a possible option.
Okay, would you be willing to do it till the end of the year?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Until January.
January.
Yeah, until we have new,
Newcomers.
because we don't know, I think the commission may completely mix up differently. But I think some of us are expiring.
Okay.
I'm expiring.
You also join one.
I don't think so. I'm
Okay.
I'm new.
I believe
I have 8 years left.
And full of energy.
You might know it.
No, anyway, I think that's a good compromise that helps us at least bridging the next few months, and then we will have to see what January brings in terms of the new. Let's do that. Will that be the recommendation we bring forward to council? Yeah. Okay.
And then that'll give me time also, I can have a discussion with VTA and see what alternatives are in even in January.
Yeah, things might change, like, you know,
Or we don't have anybody that's able to do it.
if I switch jobs, right, if I don't need to travel this much, I don't mind, you know, doing it because I would like to get involved and, you know, shape the future of transportation.
And even if we bridge till at least for the May, June next year, then I think my schedule will also be
Yeah.
easier and better.
Okay.
It's also, it's hard.
I checked both of your January 30th, 2027, both are your term is expired. Yeah. For you also. First term ending, both of them says first term ending on January 30th, 2027. From the BBC website. Yeah.
So first amending, that means you are eligible for 3
No.
years.
First term ending or second term?
First term ending.
Okay.
That means you can reapply, technically, right? Yeah. Okay, understood. I think let's make a motion on that to your point. reappoint Hervé for I don't know if you need to state this already to January.
Yeah, reappointment.
So,
then we'll
I'll
revisit
just say
the
reappointment.
topic.
Yeah.
We'll revisit the topic.
Yeah.
We'll say that 2 years, just.
Yeah.
But I understand that in
It is even
January,
explicitly stated here that it can be changed today.
yeah,
It's not like,
I'll talk to VTA and let them know that that's probably gonna happen.
Yep.
We'll figure something out between now and then.
yeah, sounds good.
Chair, it looks like you have to check for the public comment for the every item, so maybe just.
Yes, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate the reminder. Let's do that now. We want to get input from the community, from the public on this topic. Do we have any speakers?
We have no speakers, Chair.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Do you need the motion?
I'd like a
Oh,
motion.
you need motion.
So that we are for a motion. Do I get a motion on this topic?
Yeah, I propose Commissioner Marcy to be continued.
To be reappointed.
Reappointed.
To the position. We have a second for it.
I second it.
So we have a motion, we have a second. Can we do a quick vote on that topic?
Yeah, so for reappointing Harry Marcy as the VTA VPAC representative, how do you vote, Chair Eschelit?
Yes.
Vice Chair Matapati?
Yes.
Commissioner Tonga?
Yes.
Commissioner Marcy? Commissioner Wolf?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimous.
Good job, Commissioner Marcy.
Thank you, Marcy. No, thank you.
Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's an important interface into VTA. That's why I think it's good that somebody from the commission is actually taking the role there. All right, that closes out item number 3. So moving on to item number 4, which is staff update and commission activity report.
Let's see, a couple project updates, Stevens Creek Boulevard, Phase 2A, bike lane project. We've slowly been working through our challenges, which have been many. But we are in a position now where the next couple of weeks, you'll be seeing some positive changes. New traffic signal poles at Wolf and Stevens Creek Boulevard will be going up in a couple of weeks. And then following that, we'll be putting up the concrete barriers along the roadway. So by mid-July, hopefully the project will be complete or substantially. The 280 Wolf interchange project has been getting off to a slow start because of bird nesting and wood rats, which the biologists have had to pause certain key activities until the birds and the rats move. So I don't know when that's going to be picking up again. We're at the whim of the birds and the rats.
Are these endangered species?
They are just, I don't know the details of why, but based on CEQA and the biologists, they monitored and allowed to do their activities. So stay tuned. But there's still trees to be, a lot of trees have been removed, which you may have noticed, there's still quite a few left. Yeah. So that'll be, both the next steps will be getting back to the tree removal and removing the median on Wolf Road. But again, it's gonna be at least a couple of weeks before that will continues.
Okay.
Our crossing guard contract, the renewal of the crossing guard contract was approved with the city council last night. So we're gonna a 2-year contract extension with our crossing guard company, which is great news. How that service go? I do not have any. So I can try to remember to, sorry, I'm not involved in the project, but I can provide. Remember, I can make a note. Next month, I'll try to get an update for the commission and bring that.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Prashant. And our contract to do citywide speed surveys, engineering and traffic surveys. We finally got the contract with the consultant signed. We've got a pre-construction kickoff meeting, we'll call it kickoff meeting with them tomorrow afternoon to get them. So the goal is to have, probably do the speed surveys over the summer, do traffic counts around the city all before the end of the year. Take the surveys to council to get the ordinance updated with the new, whatever new or updated speed limits.
Yeah. Any other staff update or commissioner reports? No?
We had a successful bike to work station, energizer station at the corner of Stelling and McCullen, which 4 of the 5 commissioners participated. Thank you. And we had a couple participants from Walk by Cupertino, as well as the mayor was there. The chair of the Parks and Rec Commission, he showed up. I can't remember if there were any.
Wow, that's quite nice.
So it was quite a contingent.
I think, planning commissioner Tracy was there too.
Yeah, but very briefly, for like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Thank you for doing that, folks. I think really
we had 65 we had 65 riders who came by, I think. Stopped. And probably just as many passed by, but about 65.
Really appreciate it. Yeah. Excellent.
And I met a couple of, people that came to that booth, and they were complaining about, lot of construction going on. There are residents, that live in the city on the Rainbow Road between, Stelling and Bob Road. That section, they're saying, there's always construction and their kids are going to Kennedy School, and it's very difficult for them, to navigate that road. So it was hard for me to imagine, what could be on that road, because I've seen that road a few times. So I plan to go and visit and see, what's going on.
Okay.
Right. But I think, that is something that, we need to look into, what's going on, why, residents are unhappy about some construction that is always going on that section of the road that's becoming dangerous for kids, going to Kennedy School.
I don't know what the construction is, but I'll note that.
And 2 of them, right, 2 of them that live on that street came and complained about it. I told them, we'll take a look at, and I told them I'm on a bike commission, so we'll look into it.
I've seen that construction. I think they're replacing the water line.
They're replacing what?
The water line.
Water line.
The answer, yeah, I think
They're
that's.
tearing on Rainbow.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's been there for a while.
Yeah.
So they're replacing the water line.
So when we do that, when we give a contract, do we kind of put a constraint on, like, you got to do it, within this time window, and within this number of days, and between these times of the day, because they can't be doing that, during when school times, when kids are going to schools.
Yeah, we do that. I mean, there are times we have to relax that just because of the nature of the work. If they can't, if you miss all the school times, then you're only getting like a 4 or 5 hour window. And that might be enough time to actually mobilize, do work and demobilize. But yes, we as much as possible, we try to keep them off the street during school time. So I can look into what the permit.
Yeah. Can you please, because see, for kids, going to school, for adults themselves, it's hard to navigate these construction sites, right? And imagine no kids, right? Like I do this all the time on Foothill Expressway when I'm biking. I see, the street trimmers and, closed lanes and stuff like that, weaving through that and, the traffic, watching for traffic, right? It's very challenging for adult experienced bikers. And imagine, the kids, right?
In addition, also the sheriff deputies were there, like one of them, they stopped by. So something.
For the bike.
Yeah, they stopped.
Oh, cool.
3 or 4.
On the bicycles?
No, they came on motorbikes.
Yeah, they
One
came-
was bicycle. One came on bicycle.
One.
It's very festive.
Great.
They kind of gave us some more academic education or on the e-bikes as
The
well.
e-motors.
Or e-motors.
E-motors.
Oh, we had a very good presentation
Yeah,
that, for those of you that weren't there, didn't.
it's excellent.
Yeah, watch the video, which is online. Very informative.
I wanted to cover this because we just had the chair meeting with all the commissions before this meeting at 5 o'clock tonight. And this came up in the context of the bicycle pedestrian commission came up. We should really urgently cover this topic about what we as a city recommending moving forward to do on this e-bike versus e-mofa issue, because I think it's all intermingled right now, so people are confused about it. And I think we should come up with a recommendation. And the session was very good. The folks from San Ramon and from, I think, Palo Alto,
Very kind of.
Marin County, yeah, that's right. They have been very successful, it sounds like, with kind of curbing back some of the sprawl and those throttle bikes, the 40, 50 miles per hour bikes.
Yeah, they also mentioned like, one is like they're riding on the pedestrian sidewalks as well. It's like, these are like huge bikes, like you can call it motorcycles, right?
They are motorcycles, yeah.
Disaster waiting to happen. And look into already once, the cops were saying that in somewhere in Southern California, there was a fatal accident involving e-moto or e-bike under pedestrian on bike road.
Yeah. So that clearly, I think, is one of the topics that you should probably schedule in the next month or two to come tackle this topic. I think it's not gonna go away by itself. The other topic that came up.
Share, like on this topic, I was reading an article. Now even Amazon is trying to restrict the sellers to sell the e-motors and on their website.
Yeah.
And I think a mother of a teenager was indicted on charges
There
of like
The kids.
the kids' actions, which I think is a great thing because now you have ownership and responsibility on someone, exactly, so.
I think it's a mix of education, because I think even if you look at some of the probably knowledge out there, it's not widely known that which ones are the dangerous ones and which ones are the easy ones. Like the pedal assist are all good. I think it's all about the throttle are the problematic ones. But I think we will cover this in an upcoming meeting. I think it's super important. The other one that came up as well in the context was the bike racks. There's still some questions out in the community about the bike racks we installed in the past. I'm just reporting here. So the ones that some may not be in the perfect place, some may not be as used as much. So that's why I think this effort that we're doing here right now, that we all go out there, look at the places, is a really important one to kind of call the community as well and make sure that we're setting them in the right places there as well. I think the other one was active transportation plan. Where are we on this?
Oh, yes, we are, we just provided back to the consultant staff's comments on the final draft. So the next step is they're gonna pick up our comments. And then that draft will be available for public review for a month. And then once that public review is complete and we address the comments from the public in the plan, then we will bring it back to the commission and the city council for adoption. So.
Okay, so we will see, before it gets finalized, so to say, we will see the final piece of work.
Yeah, anticipate that probably in July,
In the July meeting.
probably.
Okay, all right. That was a question as well that came up. I think that was probably it. Yeah. Any other staff update or commission activity reporting? Sounds like no more. Thank you for that. Then we can close this item out there. Moving on to our last agenda for tonight, which is the future agenda setting. So this is where we look for new items that we wanted to add to this list to pick from, and it looks like the folks that came in presenting today, the residents came in. I think this certainly is a topic that we should be adding on here, the future agenda item. I think we should maybe.
And we kind of have that was the mid-block crossing on Prospect. We can, because that was in my discussions with the resident, that was his suggested solution to all the problems that he articulated tonight. But we can expand that to
Yeah.
about crossing and.
Speeding issue,
Speeding issue, right?
And there's a lot of context and background.
Yeah.
That I can provide.
Yeah,
Comes back.
yeah.
So, David, this one, I think it's a general citywide issue, not just that. I mean, because they are the ones that came and spoke up, right?
Yeah.
And I know you probably listen to, some of my neighbors on my street, right? So, you meet with them. And I heard at least from 2 elderly residents living on, King Street, right? So one of them name is James Bond, right? I have a James Bond as a neighbor.
Right. That's someone to have on your side.
And he's been there for 60, 70 years. He came when he was like 7-year-old kid to that street, right? It's amazing, right? He was telling me that no, there are speed bumps on Kim Street, but he's saying, nobody cares. They're going, like 40, 50 on that street because these cars, are so advanced. Those speed bumps are non-event for them, right? Like, so they're like, very mild, right? So that was his complaint.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other one was, at the end of that Kim Street where, it becomes, one way where you cannot go towards Jollyman, right? That intersection, that junction, I need to go and talk to, because I got it from, somebody else, that walks with this person, the elderly person. I'm going to go talk to him. He saw something really bad happen there. And, he wanted to describe that, because he knows, I'm a bike commissioner. So he reached out through that known contact, saying, I want to talk to him about this, what is happening on this junction. So I'm scheduled to meet him, right? So the speeding is an issue citywide. We need to do something about it. And I brought it up a few times, right? I also mentioned once, where I had to, I think this was on McClellan Road only, after Kim Street, before that, where you go to Faria, right? That junction. Literally, I had to go in the middle of the road and stop the traffic because there was one woman with dogs trying to cross. Nobody would yield to her. Nobody would yield to her. And she was with a couple of dogs and she was standing there. I threw myself in the middle of the traffic and I forced all the cars to stop and then let her out, right? This is unacceptable, right? And I know you installed, that flashing crossing, and 92-year-old woman that lives, right across the McLaren Ranch, park, the shopping complex. She told me that, she's able to cross now because of that one. Prior to that, she needs to go to CVS because she's very elderly and she uses wheelchair to go there. She was not crossing McLaren Road before. Now she's able to cross because of, that flashing sign. Cars are honoring and they stop and she's able to cross. We need to do something because these are not freeways. These are not expressways.
Yeah.
People, there is no reason for anybody to be speeding in.
I guess, do you think one of these is mostly in the larger streets, or do you think this is also in the neighborhood kind of?
I think, the neighborhood streets where it's a dead end, it's not an issue. The neighborhood streets, that are like a pass-throughs. Like, for example, a lot of people that exit, 85 on Stevens Creek, come and navigate, this McLaren Road and go on Piazza, get on, Prospect.
Those are speeding through as well.
Go and rejoin, 85 after Saratoga, right? So they're trying to, overcome the 85 backlog. So they exit at Stevens Creek, take these roads. So they make a right turn on Kim Street, right, instead of going through all the way to Piazza, right? They use the Kim Street and use Bollinger and get on to right? They use all these streets to and they speed, right? And
So we should probably not.
Maybe, exactly, I was just saying, maybe we just title this one as a broader topic on speeding in the city and how we handle.
Speeding in the city and
of course, in the context of Prospect, because I think those citizens probably will want to come back as well as speakers. And I think we should probably title this as a more broader topic on speeding in the city.
Speeding in the city and safety, right?
Yeah.
But then, we can invite, broader set of people to come and speak.
Yeah, let's do that. And I think the
You want
e-bike.
to change that, the same topic to cover both, or what do you want?
I think we should, the speeding in the city issue is good, and then maybe in parentheses, i.e. Prospect Road. But others will be will be, of course, includes, the discussion is broader, but in the
Got it.
context of prospect, it's gonna be an example.
But we want to wait for your study to be done for talk about that, or that's gonna be the outcome of the study, right?
The
Engineering traffic.
engineering and traffic, well, that's gonna be setting speed limits.
Honestly, David, the way I see this, if I want to be remembered in future, right, I want to be remembered as a guy that made good, safe to walk and drive or whatever, when I'm gone. So.
It's a noble goal.
No, I think that's good. I think that's what that's.
And yeah, I welcome that because it's probably the hardest task to tackle.
What about, I think the e-bike topic is already on, so if I remember correctly, I don't think we have to do, just pull it in one of the upcoming meetings.
So one more thing is missing, there's one is Prospect Road, Dians, and also say in general, mid-block crossings and that as well, right?
Okay, so you want me to add mid-block also?
Yeah. Yeah, we did one such improvement on Rodriguez.
Okay.
And the mid-block.
Yeah, so I mean, just to kind of frame all this, our active transportation plans for this purpose. So it identified the locations around the city where we want to do pedestrian improvements, among other things.
Yeah.
Right, Prospect is one of the locations which I had put on because I'd spoken to this gentleman in the past. So I would recommend that we not focus on particular locations before we have the context of the active transportation plan, which is a citywide perspective.
That being said, I would be very interested in your point of view about mid-block crossing, because I remember you had mentioned to me because of Rodriguez, where, I had heard the community asking for mid-block crossing to enter the Redneck Creek Trail. You had mentioned that there had been some experiments that were didn't go well, and I would like to understand that better from you because I was not aware of that, and I would love to understand a little bit. I still have that in the back of my mind when I'm on Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So I'd like to understand a little bit the thought process here as to why we should or should not do.
Yeah, no, I mean, mid-block is actually a misnomer. It's not a mid-block crossing on Prospect. It's at an intersection.
Yeah, it's a T intersection.
It's just an uncontrolled intersection, but it's not a mid-block.
I think.
But the point is still valid for the mid-block.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
yes. Okay, I think we should leave it at that at this point.
I can see that it's the same people that I'm complaining about might be the ones that are crossing there as well, because they would have exited here and on Stelling, they would have gone and go all the way to Prospect, right? Instead of going through the McClellan, they would have gone through that and they will be speeding through it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other topics that we want to add here?
Crosswalk consideration. Something like that.
I think when you're agendizing it.
We will work it out. We will work.
Wordsmith it
I think this is
out.
really mostly as a reminder.
Bifurcate this.
This is a reminder for us really for David and I when we put the agenda together. We know what we need to do there. I think that's.
Yeah, we're bringing that back.
Can I ask a question on this one?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm supposed to take a look at, that's, southwest corner of Dianza Boulevard on McClellan Road. That would be next to that, what is that, the restaurant,
Rio Adobe.
Rio Adobe, right? So are we talking about, the McClellan side or on the Dianza side?
I don't remember what we looked at, but if you have a recommendation from your site visit, then.
Okay.
I mean, if we look at those sites, we probably can make up a picture where.
Yeah,
it stands.
Yeah, what's your recommendation?
Okay.
Yeah, I think that should be in our discretion here
Yeah.
to come back with a recommendation.
Again, a possible recommendation, though, don't do anything with the site.
Sure. Yeah.
Correct.
If it doesn't help,
Yeah.
So
If it's not a right place.
there is no need and it doesn't help,
Yeah,
waste
no,
management.
no recommendation, right? Totally.
And then the e-bikes and e-moto, any, on that topic.
I believe it's on there,
It's
a
on
little
there.
bit further down if I remember.
Back discussion.
Put it on. e-bike
Oh, it's there?
discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more than education, like here we are talking about, do we want to bring any,
Recommendation.
recommendations?
Yeah.
For, restrictions or anything that you want to bring for the city level regulations. right?
Yes, rules and regulations.
Yes.
as you say.
Yeah, I mean, we could formulate it out here or leave it up to David. I think we know what the topic is pretty much there.
Yeah, it's more than education.
The other one that came up today in the chair meeting from the Park and Rec Commission, supposedly they had a meeting with the owners or builders of the Rise. And they were briefed about bike and pedestrian facilities on that new property. So I felt that this could be something we should bring them in here to this meeting as well in the near future. If they plan, supposedly they have some plans about bike and pedestrian facilities on their property. And I think they were able to give some input and recommendations to Park and Rec. I think we should have the same opportunity to provide some input into that. So maybe we can add that as a future review and input bike and pedestrian facilities on the rights. The Park and Recs Commission had them in their last meeting supposedly, and they were able to provide input
Pedestrian facilities on Rise.
on the rice project.
The Valco. It's called the Rise.
Any other suggestions? If not, I thank you all for joining tonight. Yes, the honor is here. This meeting is adjourned at 8:23.